these are your heating and water heating controls for when you're hooked up to electric. So on your left hand side you have the electric heating controls, and basically you turn to 2 kilowatts if you're hooked up. Don't worry about 500 or 1000 there, that's a weaker connection. If you're in UK power supply it'll be 2000 at all times, and then you just choose your level. So you just line the number up with it, the light. So 9 would be a full blast, about 30 degrees, 5 would be 15, and 1's just kind of ticking over. And turn it off if you wanted to, just put it back to the 0. On the right hand side you've got a rocker switch, pop that on and it'll heat the water to 50 degrees. If you pop it to the middle it'll turn that off, and if you pop it to the bottom it'll heat the water to 70 degrees using electric. Down here is the hot water controls for running off gas, and again 50 degrees up the top, 70 down the bottom, and that's just when you're using off gas if you're not hooked up. If you are hooked up, just put it on the off position and use the previous controls. Here we have the main control panel, all your power for 12 volt, or your leisure battery is this one here. So you just press power to turn everything off, and again to turn everything on. What you've got is, to start with, you've got levels. So you've got your freshwater levels, and to find that out you just hit view levels and it'll show you there that it's at half capacity. Again with your wastewater is at 0. So you'll find that as you use your fresh water, the wastewater will fill up as well. Also you've got your vehicle battery, so that's just how many volts it's at, so it's at 12, which is a good level to be at. And then your leisure battery level as well. They were hooked up so it'll be at full work. Turn this one up, turn the awning lights, that's the light on outside. If you need to use a tap or the shower, pop the water pump on, just give it about 20 seconds and then you're good to use a tap. And these are your lights, so just means all the light switches are live from then on. If you're hooked up, this wee icon lights up as well, and this just lets you know that you're hooked up and that the awning light's on. So that's the main control panel. You get your 2 alarms here, carbon monoxide and smoke alarm as well. Your fridge is a Thetford, and you've got the option to put it on auto, which means it decides what power source to run off. So now that we're hooked up and I have it on auto, it automatically goes to the hookup option, which is what that wee plug sign means. On the right hand side you can control how strongly you want it on. Usually if it's on gas you put it on the kind of low level. If you want to change, if you want to manually pick what you want to run the fridge off, you can do that by pressing this button. So here I've put it to run off the vehicle battery. You'd only do that if you were driving. Here I've chosen to put it off gas, so you would turn the gas on and pop it on gas. Click it again, I'm chosen to run it off the hookup, but to be honest I just keep it on automatic, and then that way I don't need to worry about what I'm running it off of. Turn it off is this wee button here as well. To use your gas you just need to go outside and turn the gas bottles on, and then you're good to go. You might even need the actual power on just to be able to use the sparker as well. You need to be hooked up for the microwave to work, you need to be hooked up for the electric hob to work, and of course you need to be hooked up for these 230 volt plugs to work as well. On each of your window or skylight you have 2 options. You've got fly screen, you bring it all the way down, just tuck it in, or you've got the privacy blinds, which you would use at night. To open these windows, just lift these latches, push the window out, and then just tighten this wee arm to hold the window in place. On the skylight you've got a privacy screen, fly screen, and then to open these just grab each handle with both hands and push up. It's just a wee vent as well. You've got fly screens on this door as well, so just in every window, every skylight has the option. And then you've got ones in the cab area as well, and I call these pinch and pulls because you pinch and you just pull that along to the other end, and it's a magnetic strip, just clicks onto the end. Again with the ones at the front here as well, pinch and pull, and the two either side meet in the wind mirror. On your chassis, you've got cruise control here, so just turn it on, and when it's on, all you need to do to activate it is just flick this up. You have a CD player, you know, everything's quite fairly straightforward on this side. This is your aircon, this is your central locking, fog lights, hazard lights, and that's just if you're wanting to defrost the windscreen as well. To use the toilet, before you start, make sure that it's open. So using this latch, put it in the open position, do your business, press this button to flush some water through, and you need the water pump on for this. And once it's flushed through, close the latch again, and that's the toilet. And the first time you use it, this is when you'd put your chemicals in as well. Your boiler and battery, so your battery's under the left hand bench chair at the rear of the vehicle, and that's your batteries just in there. But to winterize your boiler, by winterizing I mean emptying it of any water and leaving it in this position over winter, you'll see that that's your boiler just there, this blue unit. And to empty the boiler of any water, so you would do this when you're finished with the vehicle and you don't want any water staying, like sitting in the boiler. There's a wee yellow switch there, you just lift that, and you'll hear it emptying. Close it off to stop it. But if you were to go and look outside after having done that, you'll see there'll be a puddle of water outside. You have a TV aerial, this is it here, and it's powered by this Vision Plus box, and you can see it's on because of the lights on. The switch is just at the top, just at the top there, above the V. It's just to switch it off. I usually keep it on because it doesn't draw too much power. You have that switch on, and just make sure that you twist this anti-clockwise all the way around, and you're basically bringing the aerial out. Once you've done that, you should get a signal in your TV. I'm just going to put it back in for now. On the outside of the vehicle, this is where you fill up your fresh water tank. So you just use your key, unlock that, and you can turn this, and you just literally fit the hose in, turn the hose on, and when your feet are wet, that's when your tank is full. Alternatively, you can get water pumps which siphon water, so if you don't have a hose, you can pop the water pump in there and it'll siphon water into the tank. You've got your hookup point just in here. Toilet cassette. So essentially, lift this latch, take the cassette out, and when you're emptying, it's this lid off, and then you tip it over, and you push this button at the top in while you're emptying it. Give it a good shake. This is your grey water tap. So you would empty your grey water out this tap, just twist it, and it'll start to empty out. And this is all the water that's come out of the fresh water tank through the sink, and it goes into another tank, and this is how you empty it. So that's that there. When you're using the heating off gas, it's important to remove this cover because this is the vent for the boiler. So just take that off before you put the heating on. Bike rack, just remove these wee plastic holders and it will come down, and you literally just set the wheels and these wee grooves, secure them in there, and then you've got these two holders that'll secure the base of the bike. On this side you've got your storage hatch, extra storage under there, gas locker, you've got a 6 kg bottle here, and to turn it on, just twist the top into the open position, so clockwise even. It's important to keep it in the off position when you're driving. Get your habitation door. We've also got an awning pole for your awning. You simply just pop the awning pole, it's a hooked end, in there, wind it out halfway, bring the legs out and then wind it out all the way. And this wee hatch in the floor, under your carpets, is where you will empty the freshwater tank. So you would do this when you're finished with the vehicle, just so you're not leaving any stagnant water. Unscrew that, and in there you'll just find a wee chain, similar to the one you see in a sink plug. Just give that a pull and it'll empty the tank completely. Once it's empty, pop the plug back in place. I'll just make that sure that's secure. To make the bed, simply pull these out. Same on the other side, and then you fold the table leg, and you rest the table on these wee hinges so that it covers this whole area here, and then just pull the cushions out.